From the res life, big lessons for the world, dreaming big.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Willie Cheez Education Channel. My name is Delmar. I love to write stories and read them back to you, inspiring you to learn through the power of storytelling. Through the adventures of Willie Cheez, we explore personal development, Navajo culture, ceremonies, native histories, financial education, and life lessons that will help you grow and connect with both tradition and modern life. And I'm excited to share with you on a new story called Willie Cheez and the Hidden Truth About Taxes. Part 1. A Lesson in the Real World. Willie Cheez had always been curious about how money worked. He had heard bits and pieces about taxes, but it wasn't until he met a successful Navajo entrepreneur known for his wisdom and insight that he began to truly understand the system. This man had built wealth not by following the conventional path, but by learning the rules of the game and playing it to his advantage. One evening they sat together under the stars, and the entrepreneur began to share some hard truths with Willie. "Willie," he said, "you've got to understand how the world really works if you want to succeed. One of the biggest traps people fall into is taxes, and the way the system is set up, it's designed to keep most people working hard just to give their money away." Willie listened intently as the entrepreneur began to break down the different ways people are taxed, depending on how they earn their money. Part 2. The 4 Types of Earners. There are 4 main ways people earn money, the entrepreneur began. You can be an employee, you can be self-employed, you can be a business owner, or you can be an investor. Each one of these has its own way of being taxed, and understanding the differences can change your life. First, there's the employee, he explained. This is where most people start and stay. You work for someone else, you earn a paycheck, and you pay taxes right off the top. In fact, employees are taxed at the highest rates. About 40% of their income goes to taxes. Let's say you earn $5,000 per month. At a 40% tax rate, you're paying $2,000 in taxes every month. That leaves you with $3,000 to cover your living expenses, debts, and anything else. The government takes its cut before you even see your money. Willie thought about the people he knew who worked long hours, only to see a large portion of their paychecks go to taxes. It was a tough reality. Next, you have the self-employed, the entrepreneur continued. These are people who work for themselves. Maybe they're freelancers, contractors, or small business owners. They have a little more control over their income, but they're still heavily taxed. Not only do they pay income tax, but they also have to pay self-employment taxes, which include both the employee and employer portions of Social Security and Medicare taxes. This can push their total tax burden up to about 60%. Willie could see how this made it difficult for people who tried to go out on their own. If a self-employed person earns $5,000 per month, they might end up paying $3,000 in taxes, leaving them with only $2,000 for their expenses, a harsh reality for those who work for themselves. Then there's the business owner, the entrepreneur said, with a hint of excitement in his voice. This is where things start to get interesting. As a business owner, you have more control over how you're taxed. You can reinvest profits into your business, write off expenses, and take advantage of tax deductions that employees and self-employed people don't have access to. You're taxed on what's left after your expenses, not on your gross income. This can significantly reduce your tax burden. Willie's eyes widened as he began to understand the advantages of owning a business. And finally, there's the investor, the entrepreneur said, smiling. Investors are taxed the least. They make money work for them instead of working for money. They benefit from capital gains tax rates, which are generally lower than income tax rates, and they can defer taxes through things like 401ks, IRAs, and real estate investments. The wealthy understand this and use it to their advantage. They know that the less they pay in taxes, the more they can reinvest and grow their wealth. Part 3. The Trap of the System. Willie sat back, processing everything he had just learned. So, if you're an employee or self-employed, you're basically working to pay taxes, he said, starting to connect the dots. Exactly, the entrepreneur replied. The system is designed to keep you working hard, paying taxes, and staying in debt. Think about it. The money you earn as an employee goes to taxes and debt payments. Your mortgage, car loan, credit cards, all of it goes back into the banking system. The government takes its share, and the banks take theirs. And where does that leave you? Struggling to get ahead, but always feeling like you're falling behind. The entrepreneur leaned in closer. But here's the thing, Willie. If you understand how the system works, you can flip the script. You can start paying less in taxes and keeping more of your money. That's how the wealthy do it. Part 4. How to pay less in taxes. Willie was eager to learn more. So how do you pay less in taxes? He asked. The entrepreneur smiled. It all starts with understanding the rules. If you're an employee, there's not much you can do to reduce your taxes. Your employer handles it all. But if you start a business, even a small one, you open up a world of possibilities. He explained that as a business owner, you can deduct a wide range of expenses from your taxable income. Things like office supplies, travel, meals, and even part of your home if you have a home office. Every dollar you can deduct is a dollar that you don't have to pay taxes on, he said, and that adds up. The entrepreneur also talked about investing in real estate, where you can benefit from depreciation, a tax deduction that allows you to write off the cost of property over time, even if its value is increasing. Another key is to invest, he said. When you invest, you're taxed on your profits, not your income, and the tax rates on investments are usually lower. Plus, you can defer taxes by investing in things like retirement accounts or by using strategies like a 1031 exchange in real estate, where you can sell a property and reinvest the proceeds into a new property without paying taxes on the sale. Willie was starting to see the bigger picture. So, the key is to stop just working for money and start making your money work for you, he said. The entrepreneur nodded. That's right, Willie. The system is set up to keep people in the dark, working hard and paying taxes. But if you learn the rules, you can start playing a different game, one where you keep more of what you earn and use it to build wealth, not just pay bills. Part 5. Breaking Free from the System. As the conversation continued, Willie realized that the way out of the system was through knowledge and action. He understood that if he stayed on the path of being an employee or even self-employed, he would always be paying the highest taxes and struggling to get ahead. But if he took the leap into business ownership and investing, he could start to reduce his tax burden and build real wealth. The key, Willie, is to think differently, the entrepreneur said. Don't just accept what you've been told, that you need to go to school, get a job, and work for someone else until you retire. That's the path that leads to paying the most in taxes and staying in debt. Instead, learn how to use the system to your advantage. Start a business, invest in assets that grow in value, and find ways to reduce your tax burden. That's how you break free from the system. Willie nodded, feeling both empowered and determined. He knew that the path ahead wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to take control of his financial future. A new path forward. As Willie Cheez left the meeting with the entrepreneur, he felt a new sense of purpose. He understood now that the system was designed to keep most people trapped, working hard, paying taxes, and staying in debt. But he also knew that there was a way out, a way to break free from the cycle and build real wealth. Willie made a promise to himself that day, to never stop learning, to take control of his financial future, and to use the knowledge he had gained to create a better life for himself and his community. He knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but he was ready to face it. And with that, Willie Cheez set out on a new journey, a journey to financial freedom, where he would no longer be a pawn in the system, but a master of his own destiny.
From the res life, big lessons for the world, dreaming big.